when you get invited to the White House, it usually means that somebody wants to either show you there as a photo op, or they actually want to hear what you have to say. But if you're invited to the White House and you don't actually get to meet the president, I don't think that's much of a trip to brag about. And that's exactly what happened to Jim Bakker. But let him tell his story in his own words.
We're nearing some unbelievable time. The last days are the time of trouble. And we're here in that time. And America is fighting each other. We're fighting them. We are divided, totally divided. And a country cannot stand that's divided.
Jim, shit hasn't changed. That's what happens when you have a two-party system that is so diametrically opposed. And when you have shows like yours that shit on America and the other side all the time. I mean, I'm not innocent of this myself. I shit on the right fairly often, but at least I'm not bringing God or Jesus into it or bilking people out of their money to be prepared for the apocalypse. I just sling some T-shirts on my Patreon every once in a while.
We were in the White House probably when the greatest uproar and
a big shakeup was going on that day, and it was just, really something to be. It's kind of.
How did you feel? Did you feel that?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
You could say, Jim,
Jim,
what's the difference between
between that
35 years ago when I would go in and out of the White House?
Oh.
Holy fuck, did anyone catch anything from that? Does Jim have his hand up Lori's ass puppeting her or something? What the fresh hell is he talking about right there?
Yeah,
it's altogether different.
Okay.
Paula White, of course, was there.
Yes. Oh, they're listening to their rock stars.
The
faith-based
faith
people.
Initiative, yes.
And it was the feeling, though.
And graham-lotz walked in, and there was Ann Graham, and she's been with us here.
So
Ann Graham-lotz.
There was only
Ann Graham-lotz is Billy Graham's offspring. So just so you know that there.
About what, 20?
She looks just like her dad.
20, I think they're about 17. Dr. George Woods, the head of the Assemblies of God International.
And Dr. Wood.
George Wood.
Yes.
It makes me want to cry.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He spoke words for the president.
Yeah.
Okay, not to be pedantic, but he literally just said, spoke words for the president. Can someone explain to me what the fuck that means? What the fuck else would he have spoken? Cheeseburgers? Artillery shells? Underage girls getting modeling contracts? Oh, he might have done that one. But spoke words for the president.
Yes.
And he spoke words. This man is the head of 86, I think it is,
86 million people. Yes.
Over the world.
Right.
I may be wrong, but if they're a Christian organization, shouldn't it be Jesus that's the head over those folks, or, God?
Right.
The head of the Assemblies of God.
Right.
One of the great leaders.
He really is.
Of our day.
He really is.
And he spoke words.
Strong.
It was so funny. He was sharing about unnecessary swearing.
Right. Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about, asshole? That shit is so damn stupid. There's no such thing as unnecessary swearing, you ass fuck.
And at that moment, the man who did this, much of this unnecessary swearing was being let go. This was not a social meeting.
No.
The president has asked for the pastors, the leaders of Christianity, to come and advise them.
That's right.
So if the president needs advisement from the religious right, doesn't that tell you everything about him right now? I mean, really, they get the president they've always wanted, but he's the biggest turd in the punch bowl, and they've had to drink around him this entire time.
And they're listening. And the reason for the meeting was so that he can get the group of Christian leaders that have a platform to share the truth of what's really going on that you don't get to hear on the media.
But your media, I'm media, you're all media that are talking about this shit. We're all members of the media. Be scared.
And so it was our first time, all of us together. There was a few separate meetings over the course of a couple days, and it was very exciting because at the end of our time together with these other leaders, we took a group picture. We wrote a letter to the president.
God damn, that took a lot of work to get the word letter to the president. You couldn't have, brought that up on your teleprompter in your brain before that happened. You guys did so little when you were at the White House. You would think, oh, we did a letter.
And Paula White herself delivered it on President Trump's desk. Now, let me just give you a little tidbit of what the staff members told us that are right next to the president. They said, for instance, he had just done some type of a bill, and it was to help Christians.
Did she just say bull? It was like B with like 7 L's. Bull. Some sort of bill to help Christians.
He came home that night, the night before. There were 20 letters from evangelical pastors on his desk saying thank you. He said he was so thrilled to get those 20 letters of thank yous. When reality, this staff member said, it should have been 20,000 letters.
Lori, there weren't 20,000 people there in the White House at that time. So why should it have been that many letters? You know President Trump can't read, right? That's not his strong suit. I mean, he can, but you honestly think that he reads your letters? Those went right into the goddamn shredder.
But people think that your letters aren't going to get to the president. Well, guess what? They get to this president. And so leaders need to, one thing they're
especially
saying,
from pastors and Christian leaders,
need to say
he
thank
will read
you.
every word of it because he's looking for the pulse of what God is doing in our country.
He's not looking for any outside help from you fucks. He's just trying to pander to his base. Look, I liked Obama, but I had no thought in my mind that he actually gave a shit if I wrote him a letter. That's not how presidents work. He doesn't give a shit that 20 pastors came by. He cares more about what Goldman Sachs and Putin want him to do. And yes, I am firmly in the camp of Trump Russia.